Hey everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about the stuff that goes in your Book of Shadows. For mine, I usually have stuff like the Wiccan Read first, any kind of poetry, I guess, laws, not necessarily laws, but, stuff like that, spiritual advice, I guess, I keep towards the front. Then I start my correspondences, and the correspondences that I usually have are lunar ones for herbs. Some people have separate ones for herbs, incenses, and oils, but you use herbs for incenses and oils, so I don't really see the point in separating them, because to me they're the same. So I just have one on herbs. Stones, like trees, woods, you can have those with herbs. I put that with my herb section. You can have like magical script translations in there. Trying to think what else I have in the correspondence section. Colors is a big one. Stuff like that. Anything correspondence-y goes there. Then I move on to like the physical craft part, where like you make stuff, like how to make a wand or a besom, whatever, or candles, stuff like that. I'll put then after the herbalism part. Then I usually have exercises, visualizations, meditations, stuff like that after. And that's usually a pretty big section. And they're not really in any order, they're just kind of put in however I feel like it, I guess. And yeah, stuff like visualizations, like how to visualize better, actual visualizations that you're guided through, meditations, stuff like that. Or things like, I have a lot of stuff from Phyllis Karat's book, Witchcrafting. She has a lot of great exercises in there. And one of them is like Finding the Green Man, I think it's called. And it tells you to go and sit in a wild place and with like trees around you and everything. And to meditate for a while. And then just have your eyes barely open. And you should see like a glimpse of him dancing or something. So she has a lot of cool stuff like that in there. So things like that will go next. And then I think I put my Sabbath information after that. And in that category I have activities you can do for Sabbaths, like not necessarily rituals I'd call them, but stuff you can do like throughout the day. Like for example, Samhain, carve pumpkins, that's pretty common, even as, Halloween. Beltane, dance around the maypole, if you have one. I don't know, other stuff like that. Like for Imbolc, I made candles. That's a good thing to do on that day. So, stuff like that. I'll write in there ideas for other parts of the day besides the ritual. And then I'll put in, a ritual or several rituals, however many I have that I think are good. And I usually leave blank pages after each Sabbath, so I can add more stuff about that Sabbath. And so it's not like spread around everywhere. And then I usually put like spells, and I don't have a lot of spells because I don't really do spells all that much. Because with spells you're only supposed to do them if the need arises and you've tried to do it normally and it hasn't worked, or you want to do a spell to boost any normal efforts that you have for whatever, like getting a job or getting into college or something like that. So that's typically the general order I put things in, and then I have separate journals for other things. So I guess you could see my Book of Shadows is more like a grimoire. People say that your Book of Shadows is supposed to be your spiritual journey and all your own information. And in mine, I have a fair amount of stuff from other people, but I usually do change something about it if I don't feel like it resonates with me, like especially with correspondences With the colors, I pretty much made that my own, because everyone associates different colors with different things, and what's important is the color's association to your feelings, because you'll be working with it. So that's all, mine. And if an herb that I've worked with before, if I think of it as having a certain purpose, but a book says it has a different one, and I don't really think it does, and I won't, have that in there. I'll put the one that I feel like it best suits in there instead. So, and other options, like a lot of people put book blessings in the beginning, which I've done in a couple of my old ones. The binder thing's great, or if you have a screw post thing, Book of Shadows, you can take things out and put them back in, but I hear that those aren't so sturdy, and I don't really know how to make those, so I just made a regular bound one. So, yeah, and you can totally personalize it, like with artwork. In my current one, I have one thing that I drew, and I'd like to add a lot more, because I know I have a lot of pressed flowers, which I also love, but in the lunar correspondence section, I drew a Celtic moon, and I drew the moon phases too, which I like it. It turned out great. And then I have the moon phases over here drawn. So I love that, and so I'd like to, add some more drawing stuff in there, as well as the pressed flowers. And you can use stamps. I don't really like stamps because you pretty much have one try to get it good, and if you mess up, it's pretty much impossible to get it back in the right spot to get the parts that you missed. And I don't know, just stamps, I don't really care for them. And I just use pen in mine. You can also add color with like markers or colored pencils or whatever. Some people like to color code all their stuff, which is, cool. What else could you use? You can, stickers maybe. I don't know how far I'd go with that though, because it might end up looking kind of gaudy. It depends on the sticker, I guess, honestly, but whatever you want to do, it's your own book. So I like to make mine pretty artsy. Some people like go all out and make them like scrapbooks pretty much, which I love, like to death. I know the Shoe Whisperer had a video a long time ago about one of her Book of Shadows that she was doing that way, and I loved it. Oh my god, it was so beautiful. Or like the Spellbook from Practical Magic, how they have all kinds of stuff in there. I think it's awesome. But it would take a long time. It'd be worth it. It'd be absolutely beautiful. I think I'd like to do maybe a less thick version, Book of Shadows like that. I think that'd look really cool. So I'll probably do that somewhere along the line. I'd like to also do a whole Book of Shadows in Theban, but it takes me a long time to write in Theban, so I'm not so sure about that one yet. So, I don't know what else. You could combine your, dream journal, divination results, all that kind of stuff into Book of Shadows, if that's what you want to use it for. It's pretty much up to you. I'd say as far as the Book of Shadows goes, anything goes. I mean, unless you're putting, like, stuff that doesn't relate to Wicca at all in there. Like, I can't think of anything, but then I'd be like, why would that be in there? So, as long as it relates to your spirituality pretty much, yeah, anything goes. Anything you feel like should be in there. Put more information on specific deities in there. Yeah, really anything. So, hope that gave anyone who's looking for ideas some good ideas. Or, whatever, and tell me what you guys do. Make a video response or comments or whatever, saying how you have your Book of Shadows, if you want. I know not everyone wants to really share the contents of them, which is fine. So, hope that was helpful or interesting or whatever. Have a good day, and blessed be.